Mic check 1 2. Simon says, raise your hand. Simon says, turn around. I can't write turn around. Anyway, I'll do it's too much. It's too much. Anyway, as you can see, we're back in the house. Sam Spurs for life. PRTV Spurs. We're getting this show on the road. Sid always says the road on the show. Anyway, whatever it is, we're getting it done. Talking points special. You know the score. Here we go. Introduction coming in. If I can find it, like I always do, messing this up. Where is it? I think I know. We're going to have to do this one. PL timer. TP intro. Well, that was dope, was it? Let's get into the show. It's all gone pear-shaped, Sid. It's all gone pear-shaped, Don. I can't get the thing to work. My intro's not working. I thought I could do it. I know what's happened to it. But anyway, I'll moan about that another day. Welcome to PRTV Spurs, episode 158 of the only show in town, Talking Points. And we are happier, shall we say. Simon says, choo choo, blood. Breaking news of earlier. I was not going to have any of it until I saw the man holding the shirt, and he's held the shirt. Even in the press conference today, Thomas Frank did not want to say nothing, even though the guy was in the back. He didn't want to say nothing. That's how traumatized we've been. Welcome, gentlemen, to the stream. How are we doing, Sid?
Good. You know, when you said at the beginning, let's get this show on the road. I'm literally on the road. So we are exactly what you said, on the road.
All good, all good. And Don, how are you feeling? How are you doing?
Top of the moon. Feeling really good.
Yeah.
It's been a good day.
It's been a good day. It's been a good day. I think as a smile on all of our faces, you can probably tell the trauma has left us for a little bit. We've still got a few days of the transfer window left. We've got a big game tomorrow as well, which we're doing a preview show for. But before we get into everything, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, comment, PRTV Spurs, the channel. We had a few problems with the comments before, but it's back now, people. It's back now. As Jews is saying, welcome back. Chat is back, baby. Been muzzled for 3 or 4 weeks. And what a time for it to work. Coinciding with Sim. Have I spelled his name wrong? I have, haven't I?
No, it is that way, but it's not called Simon's, or it's called Simon's.
It's called Simon's.
Simon's.
I just had a little bit of a play on. You know what I mean? I had to do a bit of a play on word. And we're adding into the chat as well, into the stream, should I say. Pipes. Welcome, Pipes. How you doing?
Not too bad, Sam. Not too bad. Just out here on a little chanson in Paris.
Au revoir. Au revoir.
Ooh la la. Ooh la la.
Au revoir, goodbye. Yeah. Bonjour, whatever you are.
Bonjour, merci beaucoup, ça va, and all that good stuff.
Well, I ain't going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to lie to you. My food's on its way. So I said an hour for this show because I don't want to get my food to be too cold by the time it comes. Delivery, you know what I'm saying? Don't want to promote delivery too much, but they are delivering my food. Evening all. Right. Transfers. I think we've all getting a little... No, I say it's not a little bit. We weren't happy with the transfer business up to the point of the Morgans Gibbs Shite and obviously the Eberici Eze sagas that we got on the Savinho sagas and all the rest of it. But some would say we've pulled one out of the bag here. Some would say that this player is better than Morgans Gibbs Shite. Some would say he's better than Eberici Eze. Like I said, they're Prem proven. I'm well happy with the signing because I had a look on Brazil Scout Nation, whatever it was, and this guy's got talent. I don't mind admitting I ain't watched a lot of him, but I know about him. But the ceiling for in terms of that number 10 attacking position is quite high. So there can be comparisons made. I'll start with you, Don, because you was, I think you was the one who broke it first on our group chat.
I've been on holiday this week, so I've been really unfortunately, I think it might have been painful this week. I've been really glued to X and all of those, and I know it's really difficult because obviously from what's happened in the past, you can't really believe what to believe with these in the knows, and even the so-called reputable journalists, all of them, none of them come out really without any scars. So it's been challenging, but still, I was looking at it, and sometimes you just got to read between the lines. And I was following it all last night, and it just seemed like, I think so. Just to be clear, yeah, I'm not a Levy. I'm over the moon with this signing, yeah.
Ray and
I'm not
Seled said
really.
hello. And do you
I'm
have
not.
asthma pump? Would you like to reply? Okay.
Who's that? Who have
Sid.
we got? Is
Sid's
that
car.
Sid? Oh, it's Sid. I'm gonna put you on a little bit of mute here.
Yeah, that's
Oh, there we
better
go.
actually.
That's
Yeah,
better.
so very yeah. Just to summarize, so I was following it last night, and then I was looking at, and I was seeing that obviously Romano, Ornstein, a couple of them were talking about it and saying yeah, a deal, everything like that. Still making it with a pinch of salt. But when I heard that he was flying into London, there was no murmur or sign of him going to Stamford Bridge. He was only going to Hotspur Way. So when he got to Hotspur Way, there's one thing that I will give Levy and Lange or whoever was behind the deal, I think it was probably Paratici, credit for. I will give them credit for is that once he got into the Spurs Lodge or Hotspur Way, they did not let him go. They actually said that they're not letting him go back to Germany. Yeah, they're not letting him go back to Germany. They're not letting him go. And obviously, we've got all the hotel, we've got all the rooms, isn't it, in our complex. So they put him up overnight. So I wasn't surprised to hear. So when I woke up in the morning to say that a deal had been done at 3 o'clock in the morning, do you know what I mean? I weren't surprised. And not only that, they actually done part of his medical. They must have done part of his medical in the nighttime as well. He probably done it at midnight. So obviously they were learning from their lessons, because they're obviously saying that there's no way they're going to let this guy be able to kind of break loose from this deal, and they must have obviously taken his mobile phone as well. But yeah, I was over the moon, Sam.
I just didn't want a Willian situation. I had a lot of rooms afterwards after it was broken, and I went and checked back, and like he said, he's been in there since yesterday at the lodge, blah blah blah, and hopefully if it's all signed up, he's available for tomorrow. I don't know if that's been confirmed yet.
He's not available
He missed the
tomorrow.
line.
He
missed
not
because he's got to do a work permit, and they've got work permit and international clearance.
Okay, fairs. Pipes, I know you've been a staunch what's the word? What word can I use as positive as I can? Not necessarily the best transfer window previous to this. How are you feeling now about the signing? Obviously, you add this to the kudos, add this to the Paulinho. Players that have been improved. There's a couple of players definitely that have improved under this manager.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts now, considering Xavi Simons, whatever you want to call it? I'm saying Simons because it matches what I'm saying in Simon Says. But anyway, that's just me. What do you think of this deal?
Well, firstly, as I am in France, I will say Simons.
It is Simon, actually.
So, and no, I'll be honest. I'll be totally honest with you all. I saw this story break a couple of days ago, but I paid it no mind because we've been burnt too often, fellas. And I didn't even post anything about it in the group. You know what I mean? Because it's like I said, we've had our fingers burnt too many times, and it's like between Levy and the ITKs and even the official journals, it's been a bit of a sport this summer to kind of take the mick, lead Tottenham fans up the garden path, and then to kind of say gotcha. You know, it's all been a big, you know, prank basically. You know, whether it's been, you know, okay, the deal wasn't signed or someone's come in and hijacked at the last minute. So I paid this deal no mind. I saw some of the posts from the Romanos and the Ornsteins and the Miguels of this world, but I didn't pay any mind.
And also as well, Pipes, he was all through the summer. It was, I'm only going to Chelsea. He turned down Bayern Munich.
I didn't even look at Simons because at the end of the day, my default position was that he's waiting for Chelsea. And that's been the narrative all summer. He's literally waiting for Chelsea. So then fast forward to now when the story broke a couple of days ago, I'm just thinking, okay, you know, protests coming up tomorrow. It's all another, you know, Levy move. We tried, blah, blah, blah. Go for players that you know you can't get because they're promised to someone else. So, and then, like I said, the story develops, but I just didn't pay any attention. Then this morning now, or through the night, it starts to get stronger because I was checking. I'm not gonna lie, but I still wasn't biting in terms of posting anything in the WhatsApp group. And then the story now starts developing at a pace this morning, and really and truthfully, I think the first time I started to get semi-excited, I think was probably when Ornstein posted, and then obviously when we get the official wording from Spurs themselves. But I think we have to be. I'm a fair man, but I am not gonna sit here and give Daniel Levy a medal because, quite frankly, certain ducks have fallen in the road for us to make this signing. Let's not
opportunistic signing.
Yeah, the way we do our business still, for me, is not good enough. But at the same time, we've got in there, we've lucked out, and in terms of the player profile himself, he is a tremendous player. I've seen enough of him to tell you all and everybody he's well clear of MGW and Eze. The issue is obviously, can he transfer it into the Premier League? But he obviously he has Champions League experience over them too. So, he is
an international.
Yeah, he's the top baller.
35.
Be no mistake. So, yeah, I'm happy tonight. But we need more. But I'm happy.
And take this guy off mute. Here we go. Unmute him. Why is he not being unmuted? Oh, there we go. Sorry about that.
I'll unmute myself. Thank you very much.
There's no more road noise now. It's all right now. Anyway, is the sat nav told you where you're going? You're on the right road.
Told me, no, that was my son. He was all right. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, there was a lot of noise going on, and I'm in the pipes side of the thing where I just muted everything because my famous saying is, until he's holding that shirt is when I'm going to believe. Even when people were telling me it's done, I said it ain't over till it's over. Until he's holding that shirt and he's been publicised and advertised that he's here, he's in the stadium. I know we kept him hostage until he actually wore that shirt or whatever, right? But it is what it is, and it's done. So it's unbelievable that actually we hijacked Chelsea to it. And how serious were Chelsea, to be fair? Because, like Don said, they were after him all summer. But I think he actually woke up and realised that, what am I doing? Why am I going to a club that's not going to give me anything? I'm going to be 15th in the pecking order when I can go to Tottenham. Yeah, I am Don Simon, and I've been hired by Don Parachichi. So, you know what? Marriage made in heaven. And fair play to whoever's got it all over the line, because people are now saying, you know what, Eze, yeah, well, whatever. We've got this guy, a couple of years younger, better profile. Look at his stats and everything. Exactly. So it's going to be wonderful. I'm going to be, everyone's going to be looking forward to it. And the man's got some massive boots to fill because he's been given the number 7 jersey.
He has.
So, you know what? When you give a man that shirt, iconic shirt, he's got to be special, And all I'm going to say is, all you lot going to watch Tottenham, my God, Kudus on the right, Simon's on the left. It's going to be wicked.
He can play as a 10 also, Sid. He can play as a 10.
He plays with 10. Yeah. So basically, he's played. I think it was on his heat map. He played 59 times as a left on the left, and 41 or 44 times as a number 10, and about 20 or something times on the right. And he's also played up front. But I actually think, this is what I posted in the group, I really do think that we've fallen upwards. By luck, by chance, we've fallen upwards. Even the money that we've used, the money that we've spent on it as well, means that we should be able to get other signings over the line. Maybe you're going to say that I'm too ambitious, like you said last time, Sam, when I said that I wanted more and I was really too greedy and everything like that. But I do think, because we've only paid 51 as opposed to 68 million that we would have paid, I think that makes a big difference. On the number 7 shirt, he actually wore that when he was at PSV, and he wears number 7 for Holland as well. So
Okay.
that's why he went for the number 7.
And you know what? The other thing as well is you have to give kudos to Thomas Frank, because in his press conference today, they were knocking on his door, asking him about how happy are the Tottenham fans going to be? Are you going to give him some good news? And he went, yeah, we've got some brilliant news, excellent news. Jed Spence is in the England squad. He's been called up. And they were like,
I'm
what?
actually just tuned into
We're not asking about that. And he goes, that's fantastic news. That's the best news you wanted, isn't it? And they were like, no, we're not asking you about that one, but you've got us. And he went, well, we've got to mention that because fair play to him. And then he started talking about him, and I thought, well played, Thomas Frank, man. You're not giving anything away, even though he's at the back probably sneaking through. But you want to bring Spence into it because you want to recognise a player for what he's been doing on that pitch, and he truly deserves that. So Spence, well done for getting into that squad. And I hope he gets that left back position and knocks that cocky little one from down the road out of his position.
Yeah, everybody's got their thoughts about this. So again, I'm just going to read a couple of bits about him. His full name is Xavi Quinton Shea Simons, Dutch professional footballer who plays an attacking midfielder or winger for Premier League club Tottenham Hotspur. That's been updated on Wikipedia already. Arsenal, man. Anyway, stop this shame. He's 22 years of age, born 21st of April 2003. God damn, that makes me feel old. Yeah, as I said, I haven't watched him in greater detail, but I do know about him. I've seen him. Obviously, he played against us, England, in terms of, you know, his ability is without question. He does have versatility about him as well. Again, playing devil's advocate, me being the person I am, just got to think, right, how did we get this deal done if he was going to Chelsea all the time? I don't know if there was direct quotes of him saying he only wants Chelsea, whether that's direct or not, or whether that's just indirect getting from the media. What I will say is this just shows me about all them stories that happened, you know, when we had for weeks, this player's coming on. That's not how the things operate. This has been done very, very quickly, because I didn't even know this was going on until basically people were putting it up today, and then the deal's closed out. So it kind of transpires that the media and the fraudanos, I trust Don P more than I trust that fraud. I do. I'm not going to lie to you. I trust you more than I trust that fraud, because he's just going around the internet doing this and
yeah. At least we're balanced, aren't we? We're
you know what I mean?
Balanced.
And then, as you mentioned, the David Ornstein, respected journalists who come with the stories. Once they know things are in that sort of position, they don't come and start chatting. So again, I'm happy that's been done. Now, the big question mark, 22 years of age. Can he get straight into things right away? It's always difficult. Now, the comparison people are going to make, not necessarily a comparison in terms of the player, but Florian Wirtz, Liverpool, 100 million. Whatever it was, everybody expected him to just hit the ground and sprint, not even running, sprinting. Hasn't worked out. Played in the same league as this guy who we've just signed. Does that make you question anything differently about whether or not you think this guy's going to come straight into the team and just ball it out, or do we have to give him time, like we would say for any real signing?
Yeah, can I come on that? So I must admit, in Wirtz's defense, Liverpool have played 2 games, yeah? They've played against, their first game is against Bournemouth, who we'll talk about as part of the Bournemouth match preview, yeah, for this weekend. Who Bournemouth are the most very attacking, they come at you. It's like you have no time on the ball. So the Premiership is faster than them, faster than the Bundesliga anyway. But when you're playing against a team like Bournemouth that come at you, that must have been a big shock to him. Then the second game, he goes to St. James's Park. And then with all the things with Isaac and their chairman and everybody else anteing up the atmosphere, that leads to people like Gordon doing the headless thing and getting himself sent off. Like, those were the 2. I don't think they are typical like Premier League games. I think it will be easy. I think he's had a baptism of fire in his defense. Getting back to Xavi now. If you've seen his video, his interview that he's already done for Tottenham on the social online, yeah, he actually says that when they ask him what's his best assets, he actually says his flair and his tenacity to win the ball back. And if you look at his stats, if you Google any of his stats, his possession, his recoveries, winning recoveries, yeah, is in the 95% percentile. It's like one of the highest in Europe. So in terms of his adaptation to the Premiership, his style, the way how he plays as a number 10, because Frank has got a very clear idea he wants his number 10. That's why he was after Gibbs White. He wants number 10s that not just the kind of sit around past the number 10. He wants number 10s that get around the pitch. And I think because he's that type of style of player, whilst he will have some type of adaptation time, I think it won't be as difficult as we might expect. So I would like to think that, yeah, he will need some settling in time, but I would say definitely by in the next couple of months, he would get the pace of the Premiership. I don't think that we're going to have to wait a whole year before seeing him. I reckon in a couple of months we'll see it.
Yeah, I agree.
I was going to say, and also if you look at Frank's way of coaching and his record at Brentford and that, he likes players that can play more than one position. He likes players that can be versatile, which he can use on the left, on the right, and he can also use up top. Xavi Simons seems to be that player. Kudus can do the same as well. Johnson can do the same as well. So it's sort of falling into place with what type of player he wants. Now, is this transfer window, does it now look like some of the players that we've been linked with, he's turned around and said, nah, I don't want that player because he's not going to do what I want? Or are we just...
I think you're right, Sid. Apparently, it was widely reported this week that Lange wanted to give him Tyler Diblin from Southampton.
Yeah.
Tyler Diblin, and things he said no. Frank said no, I don't want that guy. He just plays on the right. He's just on the right, straight up and down player, and he probably hasn't got the dynamism that Frank's looking for, but he has got a specific profile.
Pipes, do you think this versatility of players is something that will benefit us as a club because of the manager, or and the reason I'm saying that is because we had it by default last season with Croc when he just played Archie Gray. He basically played him anywhere. The only position I don't think Archie Gray played last year was goalkeeper. He played everywhere else. He played right back, he played centre back, he played midfield at times. I don't know if that necessarily developed him because he hasn't got a home now as such, although I think Frank's probably going to maybe focus on him as this midfielder, maybe to play alongside Paulinho long term, or even maybe to take Paulinho's place long term, depending on the system he plays. We've gone from 4-2-3-1, we can have a 3-5-2, etc., etc. If he plays a 3-5-2, someone like Archie Gray might not necessarily play that much. But going back to my point, do you think the versatility is something that we need, or are you looking for more tailored specific players in specific niche positions?
Yeah, I personally like specialists, if the truth be told. But I think I don't mind versatility. It depends on if they are equally proficient in either position. And I think in Xavi's case, he's one of those guys. He is proficient either on the left or in the middle. You know what I mean? Because he's a, like I say, he's a very clever footballer. So, in terms of versatility, I'm not sure. I mean, I think it's a thing that Frank, he likes, as well as the physicality of the players. I know if you see Simons as well, he's as well as very skillful. He's a bit like Kudus, where he's very, he's quite strong despite his size. So yeah, it's a thing that I think is beneficial. But if you ask me what I like first up, yeah, I prefer specialists, because I mean, you're talking about Archie Gray, as you said. I don't think that kid's found a home, and I'm not sure if he has a home. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of people are still, telling me about this kid, but I just don't see it. And he's had a couple of games in his supposed favoured number 6 position.
I don't think his position is number 6. I think he's a number 8. The more I look at him, I think he's a number 8.
What have you seen to say that?
The reason why I say that is because to be a number 6, I think usually with number 6, it's either you're like a dominant type of stopper, like a Paulinho, or you're like a quarterback type player. Do you know what I mean? You kind of spread the ball like Jorginho. And I don't think he's in either of those. So I think, and when he had his best game against Chelsea, when he played well in pre-season against Newcastle, he played in that type of number 8 role. where he was kind of joining. He's kind of like being that box spot. To my mind, I might be wrong. I might be misprofiling, but this is what I've seen. To my mind, what I look at him.
I mean, if you look at him and you compare him to Bergvall, for instance, then you can see
Bergvall's a more attacking number 8. He's a more defensive 8. He's more of a 6'8". Well, Bergvall's more of a 10'8". That's how I look at it.
An 8 should be attacking, really.
Well, it could be both. It could be both.
I'm going to go back to old school where we just 6 and 8. What we doing here? That's come as a new school thing. Roy Keane played 6, 8, 10. Steven Gerrard played 6, 8, 10. If you're a midfielder and you can play football, you can do what you can do. I don't want to hear that Archie Gray's. No, if he's a good footballer, as everybody keeps saying, he can play 6, 8, and 10 because he's a complete midfielder. I think personally that Bergville's more that player than Archie Gray.
Yeah. So do I. So do most players.
I can see the talent in Bergville because of maybe his physique. Maybe I've seen his ball.
He's older than. He's older than Archie Gray.
Not by much.
Yeah. But he is older though. When you're at that age, it does make a difference.
Yeah, but I'd say that if he was 10 or 11, when you get to this sort of age when you're a professional footballer, I don't think it should make a difference because you can go back to seeing 15-year-olds playing. So I'm not having that either. What I would say is, though, in terms of my thinking of a midfielder, you should be able to do all of it.
Everything. Yes.
Everything. If you're a midfielder. Then, if you've got other players who are better than you at certain positions or certain things, then you adapt. So this
do you think Paulinho could do everything?
I'm not sure he can do everything, but what he's good at.
Thank you.
Is what
so I don't think so. Yeah.
But exactly. No. Hold on. But going back to the point that Pipes was making, what we needed in our team is somebody who's proficient at stopping players doing everything. I don't think you can play 3 Steven Gerrards in the same team and expect them to be able to do everything. Yeah. But what I'm saying is if you've got 2 players that can do everything, you're more likely to have a bet. Okay, put it this way. Rodri at Manchester City can do pretty much everything, but they don't necessarily say you can go and do De Bruyne's role when you're doing what you're doing there because I know you can do it well. But
I hear you.
He was in a number 10 position. He popping up everywhere.
I agree with you because
he's a proper footballer.
Yeah. Can I just build on something that you said, Pipes? Yeah. Can I build on something you said, Pipes, about Seamus about his intelligence and you saying that he seems like an intelligent player? Can I just say something? Because I know that Sam, you were saying earlier on in the group that you didn't know that much about him or whatever and things like that. But just to say, and for anybody that's watching the chat or everything like that, so he started his brief career. I think it was something like 9 years old, and he joined La Masia. Yeah, so the Barcelona academy. He was in the Barcelona academy something like 8 years, and so that's what he kind of grew up. So then from the Barcelona academy, he went to the PSV academy. So arguably, you got like 2 of probably the top kind of academies in Europe. So that was his upbringing. And then after that, he went, I think he was about 19. He did a year on loan to PSV. And that's when he actually ended up being the top goal scorer in the whole league. And he was only a number 10. So, when you talk about like stat, he is a very intelligent player. And then after doing the 1 season at PSV, he actually overachieved because PSV just wanted to loan him first. And when they saw how good he was, then they end up buying him back, but then buying him and then kind of loaning him to Leipzig. And then with Leipzig, I think only made the deal permanent earlier this year or last year. So, but then when I say about the attitude problems, so the reason why I say this, one of the things where it stems from, he's actually fallen out with the Leipzig manager. Because so-called it's meant to be things, and that's why if you see the video as well, he was saying that. And again, just to build on your point, why did he choose us instead of Chelsea as well? Just the other point, just to finish that point. Apparently, he always wanted to go to Chelsea. Bayern Munich wanted him. He didn't want to go Bayern Munich. He wanted to play in the Premiership. That's what he wanted to do, play in the Premiership, and he wanted to go to Chelsea. But then, when he spoke to Frank, he was shocked. Like he's obviously whatever Frank said to him, he sold him the thing or whatever. And apparently that's what he said, yeah. But what I think Chelsea expected and what Chelsea wanted was to pay a lot less money towards the transfer deadline once they got rid of Jackson and everything like that. And they expected him to basically stand his ground and said, I don't care who comes in for me, I'm just staying for Chelsea. What they didn't bank on is him having that chat with Frank and him saying, you know what, boy, maybe there's more than Chelsea. That's why I think we ended up with him.
Yeah, as I said earlier, the ducks have fallen in the road for us. Yes, partly equation, but it's also the fact I think Chelsea had to get
Sell players.
a couple of players, so they actually couldn't go for Simons, because they had to get some other players at the door. So we've had.
They could have done that, but they chose to go to Gatcho and Garnacho, which is
40
an odd
million for
decision.
Garnacho, yeah. But the thing is, Thomas Frank rang me today, yeah, because he wanted to know how I do my presentations when I do my shows. Because apparently, Thomas
You
Frank
did say
done a
that.
presentation. He done a presentation to Simons, and Simons said he was so impressed with what he had to present. And Thomas Frank rang me back later. He said, "Thanks for that, mate," because he goes, "It
I
surely
wonder what
worked."
he did. What could he have showed in that presentation, Sid?
I think he's probably shown him his vision of what he wants to do at Tottenham and how he wants to do it. That's what I
his
believe
role in
he's
it
done.
and his individual role, like the role that he sees
Yeah,
for him in the team.
yeah, and how he fits in and stuff like that. And obviously, Thomas Frank is a tactics man, isn't he? He's got all the books and he's got his philosophies and stuff like that. So he's obviously showed him all that, how he wants him to play, where he fits in, and then obviously that's what I believe. That's what I believe has happened. The presentation has.
He actually said that in the interview.
Yeah,
Xavi said that in the interview.
At the end of the day, Richard, we're in the Champions League. He's we've got a fairly decent team, and he can go straight into the team and be a regular starter. Whereas Chelsea now, he probably, as you said, Sid, he's 15th in line. Chelsea. It's amazing how Chelsea hoover up these players, and a lot of them are happy not playing every week. It's an amazing thing to me. But obviously, Simons is made of different cloth, and fair play to the kid.
And I also think as well, Van der Vaart and Van der Ven had a very big part to play in it as well. I think he must have spoken to. Yeah. So I know he
actually said he called Mickey Van der Ven. He called as soon as we was interested. Apparently, he called him and MVD co-signed it, and basically they called the agent, and then basically he played with Odebeer at PSG.
But I think we've got to be careful, fellas, not to get sidetracked with this transfer.
Yeah. Final point I was going to say before you put your point though, Pipes, as well, and something about the history of our club, and it builds on the discussion we was having with Josh as well. Something as well that we shouldn't underplay is the fact that he is Dutch. He said something in his interview today. He actually said, "I was so impressed with the stadium from what my family had said about the atmosphere." So his family had gone to watch us play. It's the Dutch and Tottenham. Throughout years, they've just got this thing with Tottenham. I'd say from the Van der Vaart days.
But I'm not gonna sit here and think the stadium's swung the deal.
No, I'm talking about the atmosphere, about the club, not the made up the fee. I'm talking about the club. I know you hate the fact that Levy built the stadium and it's like a kind of like a shrine to Levy or whatever. No, we're moving away. It's not about that. The bigger point that you need to know is the fact that his family had got an experience of what it's like to be at Tottenham. Yeah, and why would you be there? It was because they've got to like him to Tottenham.
And we've always had discussions, back and forth with Sam particularly.
Yes, exactly, about the heritage. We're not no little team.
But at the same time, I'm not going to be a hypocrite and sit here and give thanks and praises to Daniel Levy, because the fact of the matter is the way we do our transfer business needs change. It needs changing. Yeah. We've lucked out with Simons, and he's a top player. And
you know what?
You're not going to give him credit for locking him in the Spurs lodge, then. Pipes.
Let Sid come through, and then I'll give my point as well.
Yeah, when you've got the option to choose between the shed and the lodge, you're only going to the lodge, mate. You ain't going to the shed.
It's all about it's about the duck down pillows.
Now,
that's what I'm saying.
Now, I'm not saying that Chelsea don't have money, because they obviously do. But again, I'm hearing, and this is only what I've heard, you lot can confirm, we're paying this guy 200 grand a week.
Yeah.
That's part of why he signed. I'm not to say that Chelsea couldn't have matched that, but he's also looking at, as you said, shiny new stadium, beer coming up from the bottom, nice beds at the lodge. Do you know what I mean? So all these things add up. 200 grand a week. Oh my God. This is not a bad deal. The
Yeah.
Chelsea team, they're looking like they
To
need
be fair, though, to show balance,
yeah.
apparently,
It is some positivity. Look, stop. Shh.
yeah, apparently though, the total package is 125 mil. So that does signify a shift.
That
in the
signifies a
transfer
shift
policy.
to me. And when you mentioned that, that was like, oh, okay, now I understand it. Because as much as we like to think, yeah, we pulled one out of the bag here, I think we
No,
have
you
to a
paid
degree.
the money.
But as you said, you not getting him for 100 grand a week, he would have. I don't like him that much. You know what I mean? But 200 grand, like 60,000 plus. Oh, that's a nice. Oh, I like this training ground. Oh, this is. Yeah, Frank's talked a good game. He's told me I can play more.
Nice
Probably
presentation.
told him he's going to be playing regularly. And I would think him looking at the squad now would say to himself, if I'm that player, I want to be playing regularly because I'm better than most of these players here, if not all of them. Then, yeah, I'd sign 2 World Cup year. So I'm going to look at the bigger picture as opposed to we've done this great, oh, man, fantastic. We pulled one out of the bag from Chelsea. Yeah, we may have done that and we can brag about it. We can say Arsenal, we got a better player than you in Eze. But time will tell how this actually pans out because I want to see the player on the pitch doing it. And then I can say, because, and the only reason I'm saying that, and I know you keep saying to me, Pipes, I shouldn't go back. But Ndombele, he hurt me. He hurt me.
Yeah, but Sam,
He hurt me.
We've been crying out for Spurs to go and pay big money or good money and then big wages on a player. Now we've gone out and paid big wages on a player. Now we're saying, is it going to be whatever? We can't win, can we?
No, we can't win. And that's why we do this, because we can't win.
Yeah. I mean,
not just
the other option for him. Sorry, Pipes. One sec. The other option for him was to go to Chelsea on a 9-year contract on 150, 200 grand a week and never play again. Yeah. Or he's probably thought 200 grand a week at Spurs. I'm going to be playing with Kudus and Polinia and Archie Gray and all them guys, Van der Ven, Romero's. I can get into this team. I can run down the left and I'll become an idol. The fans will love me because he's probably watched what the Spurs fans have already been doing to Kudus. And he's probably thinking to himself, do you know what? I'm young. With Mickey Van der Ven, I can hear them singing my name. I'm going to love it here. Let me go there for a couple of years. There's a sell-on clause as well. If he smashes it in a couple of years, he'll get a bigger, better move.
That's why they've done a sell-on clause.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So he's got best of both worlds.
Let's hope it's never activated.
Well,
no, but the long contract though, that's another pleasing thing about the deal. The fact that we signed him to 2030 plus 2 years, that's really, really good.
Did someone say, has he got a release clause in there?
No.
We asked Marinakis for that.
Yeah, it's a sell-on clause. So basically,
said no.
It's a sell-on clause, Sam. So basically, it's 10%. It's only 10%.
Okay,
fair. But as I was saying earlier, though, we mustn't get confused. We mustn't let Levy off the hook.
Of course not.
The policy of the club needs changing. We've locked up with Simons, but we going forward, and obviously now it's been officially confirmed that Paratici is back on board. When the transfer window closes, ironically, but it gives me peace of mind.
Involved. I still think he's been involved in.
So do I.
And pipes. Just on the thing about the different shift in the club, you must admit this year has been different though. This has been the first year that we haven't had to do the Danny Rose Googling players. It's the first summer that I can remember that more or less every player that we've been linked with, about the player. So that has been a different shift.
I'll accept that. It's just that obviously we've had the 2 high-profile misses. Now, what people want to say about the rights and wrongs and werewolves, I think we can all agree our business needs to be tighter. All right, maybe the MJGW saga was a little bit strange, but Eze, I don't care what anybody wants to say, we had over a clear run at that player for over a week.
We got played.
You got played. That's what I'm with you, Sid. And I will always agree with you, Sid.
You see, that is a coping mechanism, Sid.
It's not. It's the truth.
It's not. We got played, Pipes. Have you seen that video? Have you seen that advert on Sky now where every time they show that picture of Eze when he's been introduced, he's walking off the pitch, kissing that and looking and going, yes, I am where I belong. You know?
Tottenham,
it's definitely have to Google. But he don't play. Yes, you're right. Okay,
as much as he loves Arsenal, he would have signed.
We got
No,
played,
do
man.
you know? Did
We got
you
played.
see the overlap?
Right, before I
Pipes, have you
leave
seen
it,
the overlap? Did you watch this week's overlap with Ian Wright?
was haggling over £3 to £5 million, people.
I know,
Nah,
but did you see
we got played.
Pipes? Did you see the overlap? Pipes, did you see the overlap
No,
with
I
Ian
haven't.
Wright?
No.
Because you know he done the video for
I know.
Eze's.
I've seen the video.
Yeah, basically. So Gary Neville says to him, "So what happened? It was like, how close was he to going to Tottenham?" And he was like, "Oh boy, man, it was dangerously close, but you could see it in his face." And he goes, and he says, not only just him, he says, his whole family are all Arsenal, the whole entire family are Arsenal. So imagine for him, he was in a difficult position.
No, but
Anyway,
He's never coming to us.
Pipes. Forget about it. It's done.
How many
It's gone.
players? I know, but how many players? Before we finish this point, how many players have played for other clubs than the ones that they support?
No, but this man was desperate Dan, man. He was desperate Dan from the Beano or from the Dandy.
But the phone call is strange. I'll give you that. The phone call to Arteta.
It's not strange. He was never coming, Pipes.
Yeah.
He
So
was never
listen,
coming. We got played.
This is my
He
thoughts. I think
ranked them.
I think there's a combination of things in here. I don't think we put in the bid to make them actually say, okay, we'll accept that.
True. Yeah, we didn't make
Had
him a
they
bid
done
making
that,
release.
then you would have given the player an option to make the decision. Because if Crystal Palace said, yep, we accept your bid, it's down to the player now. And all this talk about we've agreed terms, I personally think that he would have done, oh shit, now I've got to make a decision here. I want 250 grand. And we would have made it turn around and said, hold on a minute, you're not getting that. But then he's probably accepted 107. I don't know what he's accepted. So I don't know what, but he would have accepted less.
Anyway,
because he
we're happy anyway, Sam.
Yeah,
We're happy. We don't need to talk about him. We don't need to talk about him. We're
I'm
happy.
in both camps. I'm
I
in both
heard
camps
even
in terms
Lionel
of.
Richie done his dirty work because he rang up Arteta and said, "Hello, is it me you're looking for?" But you know
like
what?
I
It's
said,
done, Pipes. We got played.
I think there was part of that in there, but I do think when I saw him do that, and then just the last bit on Eze for me, because I don't really want to talk about it too much, but when I saw him walk out when they unveiled him at Arsenal, the brother looked so emotional, like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here. I don't think he would have had the same sort of look when he would have joined Spurs. That's just my thoughts. Darren Bent is another prime example. The way Darren Bent talks about Spurs now, I want to slap him in his face.
Yeah, so annoying.
I want to slap him in his face.
You know what I mean?
Before we go, I want to ask all of you a question. One of our ex-managers today was on that best channel on TV that chats hates Tottenham, and when they broke the news about Xavi Simons, he said it's a gamble. It's a big gamble. Agree?
But then and I don't know how true, but that quote that I've seen that was from Ruud Gullit saying, "Whoever gets him as a player." Now again, these things should start going around. But if that is true, and Ruud Gullit, I respect Ruud Gullit in terms of his judgment because he was a top player. So if he's saying things like that, I have to kind of take that. Right, he knows what he's talking about. If it was Timo Werner that had said it, I'd have said that. But that's another story.
Tim Sherwood said it.
Where does this signing rank, fellas?
Time will tell for me.
Yeah.
People are saying that this is probably the biggest signing since Klinsmann. People are saying.
I don't think it is.
Oh, I'd
Well,
say
which
since
ones
Van
then?
der
Which
Vaart.
other one?
I'd throw Van der Vaart in
Or
there.
Van der Vaart. Van der
When
Vaart.
Van der Vaart.
No,
in
Klinsmann
there.
was after Van der Vaart, wasn't he?
Huh?
What about Gareth Bale?
Oh.
Which was before? Oh, sorry, since Van der Vaart then. Since Van der Vaart.
Yeah, because
Gareth
when they
Bale was
got Van der Vaart on
Gareth Bale's
deadline day, I was
and he
like,
was
oh
too
my
young.
God. That was
Yeah.
just like, that was a proper one. So that for me was the one where I said, okay, Spurs are definitely doing some different things here. But that was a deadline day special going back to that. Again, I think we're going back to them old days of we probably will do a bit. And that's what I wanted to just touch on before we finish anyway. Do you think we're going to get anything more done?
Two more.
Do you think we're getting more done on this?
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, there's whispers about Akanji. There's whispers about Lookman. Lookman, I'm not fully sold on, to be fair. Akanji, I think, will be a good signing. But yeah, I think we'll sign one more before the window shuts. Definitely.
Good shot. Don, what are you thinking?
Well, I've got a different view to. Well, I agree with him that I think that we'll get a player in, and I do rate Akanji. Or if it's Nathan Aki, but I rate Akanji more. But in terms of Lookman, I really do rate Lookman. I think that people can't get the last time that he was in the Premiership out of their mind when he was playing for Everton and Leicester, and I think that's the issue. But since he has developed, he doesn't even look like the same player anymore. He's developed strength, pace, decision making, composure. His goal record has just been phenomenal. He's consistent season after season after season, and he's not just doing it in Serie A. He does it in the is it Serie A or Germany? He does it in the European leagues as well. Like, I mean, he scored a hat trick in the European Cup final. I mean, he's a big game player. Like he looks like a menace.
But I need to see
And,
more.
and he's got so much GA as well, and I think we're missing so much GA with Son leaving and all that. We need to replace him. So I think Lookman I think he'd be a great signing, especially now that we've got Xavi as well.
How old is he now? How old is he now?
24 or something.
Who,
No, he
Lookman?
must be older than that.
He's
Oh,
older.
is he older?
Than that. Sid, do you think we're going to sign players? Are we looking at 1, 2, how many, or none? Or is business done now?
Look, man, right? Listen.
No pun intended.
Oh,
Wait,
27 years. He's 27.
Yeah. we don't need another one because we're gonna have too many wingers. Yeah, we're gonna have more wingers than Wingstop's gonna have flavors. But I think what we need to do, I still think there's two coming in.
Talking of
Right?
Wingstop,
Vuskovic.
Talking of Wingstop, if you are ever in France, any one of you, the McDonald's chicken wings. Oh my lord! Oh my lord!
Yeah, it looked nice. The picture that you sent looked nice, Pipes. It does. They look like proper chicken.
Okay.
I actually thought you went in a West Indian shop. I thought you was in a West Indian shop. I thought you was in a yard.
You know what I mean? Right. Back to football, guys. I honestly believe Vuskovic was told he was not leaving and he's in the plans. He's gone to Hamburg. So that means there's a centre-back coming in. Yeah. And I think Akanji could be one. Yeah? Because the best watches are made in Switzerland. The best chocolates are made in Switzerland. Yeah? I've jumped off a dam in Switzerland. Right? So I reckon Akanji's coming in. And I also believe one more. I believe we're going to see 2 more signings before the window closes.
It wouldn't shock me. I am disappointed, though, that Vuskovic has been farmed out again.
Very disappointed.
I was shocked. I couldn't understand it.
Because, let's have it right. We signed this kid almost 2 years ago, so he's been on loan anyway.
Exactly.
And
He smashed it as well. He smashed it. He smashed both his loans.
I don't understand.
But what they're trying to do, they're trying to prioritize. They're trying to do what Arsenal did with Saliba, you know, with the loans, and make him when he does come in, he just comes straight in. Because I remember all the Arsenal fans were vexed when they put Saliba on another year's loan. But then when he did come, he was ready to just come straight into the team and be that guy. And I think Tottenham are probably looking to do the same thing.
I think the kid is good enough to be around the first team now.
That's how I feel. But if he could be around the first team and getting those odd minutes, yeah. From a selfish Tottenham perspective, it would be good. But from him as an individual, he would get more development from playing 90 minutes game in, game out in the German top league.
God, that does depend on the player's mentality. This is the problem I've got with it because, as Pipes has said, he's on loan for 2 years basically when we bought him. I don't have a good history of seeing Spurs players going on loan and then making it. Harry Kane, probably the only one recently in recent memory. Phillips, we've had Dorrington, we've had what's his name, Parrott, we've had.
Yeah.
You can go to the whole
Kyle Walker smashed it. Kyle Walker, that's how we got into. Remember, we got Norton. He was meant to be our right back, and Kyle Walker went to Burnley on loan, and he smashed it, and then came into our team. That loan was brilliant for him.
Yeah, but that's 2 players in
recent history.
Talking about?
Yeah, and both them 2 players, if you think about their mentality, look what they went on to achieve, both in Harry Kane and Kyle Walker. So I'm looking at it from that. If you've got the mentality, you can send players out on loan. But it does things to you. Look at what's happening with what's his name at Rangers now. He sent him to Rangers. They're getting bopped left, right, and centre. Do you think that's going to do any good for his development?
Can I just say one thing about the Vuskovic as well, about the centre back? Have you heard what Frank said about the squad for tomorrow against Bournemouth?
No.
Well, he said about the squad in general. He said that Dragerson is going to be back in training
in
7 to 10 days' time.
7 to 10, yeah, but what he did say that he's caveat about saying he's been out for 9 months. He doesn't expect him to play for a good few weeks. What he did say though is a doggy is back in the squad, which is for me that's more surprising because I didn't think you were going to see him for ages.
All this rigmarole about the centre backs obviously now shows you that they're not fully on board with Dancer. So why find these men?
No, I think they are with Danso. No, I think they are. I think he does rate Danso.
I'm not on board with Danso.
You don't like him, but I think he's a very good player. No, but I think he's a good player.
Davinson Sanchez with short hair. That's for me.
The only similarities that they've got is they're both black, and that's the only thing that they've got in common.
No, man. There's more than that.
No, there isn't.
You know
they're
what?
a completely different player. Danso is a beast in the air. Yeah, he's a solid defender. Sanchez was all about pace. That's what Sanchez was. Danso ain't got that pace, but Sanchez was about pace.
Sam, though. I'm not convinced about that.
Sanchez was missing Hall because it wasn't about pace, mate. It was Hall and pace, and he was missing because it was a comedy act, man. He was a comedy act.
No. For a number three, centre back, I think we done well. We done well in getting Danso.
What I will say to you, Don, I do have a bias because I don't really rate him. So that bias is maybe affecting what I see.
I think it is
making my judgment. However, if he is that good, like then
squad. Obviously, who's gonna go on?
We've got the that Takai brother. Is it Takai?
Yeah. But you know that his condition is lifelong, apparently.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
What are we doing here with the medical department? What are we doing?
I don't understand.
What are they doing?
Listen, Bionic Man.
How are they finding these things out now before they've done a medical? I don't get that.
$6 million man got fixed.
Yeah, but then some association thing, it said that he can go in about 2 months or a month. I don't know. But I suppose they're saying, is it a mix? Is it a risk? 5 million? Is it worth taking a risk? 5 million?
That's the thing, innit? Injections.
Anyway, you know, I'm conscious about 5 minutes. Can we just make a prediction for Bournemouth? Did you say what we're going to say about Bournemouth and what we're going to do? Because we've got.
No,
we're going to
be on the United agenda at 9 o'clock.
I'm going to do the preview tomorrow.
So,
you're going to do the preview. Okay.
I got my delivery due. I'm seeing my driver's. Yeah, he's here, but it's don't worry. It's going to be put in the oven for a few minutes, but not for too long because I saw that picture as well, and I want that food. So I'm not playing about it.
Can I just say something? Now that you're in Paris, have you been to any of the West Indian shops in Paris? You need to go. It was banging when we went.
Yeah, we're trying to find. We hopefully find one tomorrow for our last day, but we haven't found. We've seen a couple on Google, but not found one yet.
Have you found when it's a parody yet? Have you gone outside and said "Shola taxi"?
Well, I went to PSG to try and get a word with Donnarumma to see if he was happy to come, but no luck, fella.
He said no.
What? I think there was someone said it earlier. Someone said earlier about Thomas Frank. I think Thomas Frank has probably said no to a few of these players. Hence the reason why I think we've had so many rumours and speculations, because I don't think all these players were definitely linked to Spurs. They were linked to Spurs because they were reported. But I don't think there was any real tangible evidence to say that we were going to sign him.
If that is the case, then he scores instant merit marks for me because previous managers have literally just been lapdogs and taken anything that's been suggested to them.
I think he's got more backbone than what people think. People think he's this kind of soft touch, but I think it's quite funny actually because Ange is the one that was going on like he's this hard man, this masculine man.
Yeah.
And I actually think it's the opposite. If you think about it, I think Ange is more likely to take what he's given, like the Werners.
He was a lapdog.
Do you know what I mean? Because
Ange was lucky to be in the Premier League.
Yeah.
But Ange was a lapdog all the same. I mean, you were talking about Tyler Dibbling earlier on, and to be fair, the talk was very strong, and then suddenly it disappeared.
Frank didn't want him. Apparently, Frank didn't want him. He was not interested.
Let's have it right here. Ange, when he got the job at Spurs, that was his biggest gig ever that he will ever have. Because I don't think he was going to get any higher than what Tottenham are. Everything from here, and he might have tried to say, I'll get a job anywhere. Yeah, you might. But the dog and duck, rat and parrot, them sort of places is where you might need to get your next job. Because I don't think there's probably going to be a job coming up in the Premier League very soon, either at West Ham, possibly at Man United. You know the Prem how it goes. Someone will get sacked before December. Let's see if any of them. Let's see if any of them teams even consider him. I don't think he's considered for anything. Because if you sack a manager at this part of the season, then you're struggling. It's not that you're not going to sack a manager who's top of the league. Any team that's struggling that decides to get him, they're going down, in my opinion, because he's not that. But anyway, that's another story for another day that we don't have to discuss. We've got 4 minutes, so I'm going to go round to you guys. Start with you, Sid. Just your final thoughts on the Simons deal and
Xavi Simons on the left, Mohamed Kudus on the right could be an absolute banger of a season for Spurs. And listen, everybody's going to be doing a brand new dance now because come on, everybody, let's do the Franco motion.
We always can rely on Sid to come with them punchlines and puns there.
He's
He's
a king.
great. He's great. Don P.
You know what? I'm just so interested. First of all, again, I'm just over the moon with this signing. By luck or whatever, by crook, we've fallen upwards. We've just done.
Yeah.
It's amazing what's happened or whatever. It's just we've been so lucky there, and I'm really interested to see because I think he's going to make his debut against West Ham. I'm really interested to see where he's going to play. Is he going to play him on the left or is he going to play him in the centre? If he plays him on the left, then he can still play. He might play Sarr as the number 10, so he still has that hard running midfield, and you still have the flares on the wing. Or he plays him as a number 10, but then you've got obviously the threat of Johnson running on the left to get any kind of scraps on or any through balls. So it's really interesting to see how he plays it.
Yeah, very interesting. Pipes.
Yeah, I can only really echo what I posted on the group earlier on. I mean, just when you think you're out, they pull you back in.
And you was out. You was out. I saw one of the last messages from him.
You was exited.
And he was ghost. He was ghost.
I had to retire from social media for a couple of days. I was in when the Eze thing happened. I can't lie. And I'm thinking, you know what, that's it, done. I don't want to hear about Tottenham. I'm just gonna watch football as a neutral, blah, 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 blah. And then they always just, this club. But
It's that Pipes, you've got that song in the background, innit? Run along because I'm happy.
Yeah. One of those days again, you're up again on the ceiling.
But if you think about it, sorry to come back in, but think about the signings that we've made though, because the difference this window is we've got signed so many signings that actually go in our first 11.
Yes,
You know
we
what I mean?
signed
Three first 11 straight in, no ifs or buts.
That's a definite sign of good positive
Frank
stuff.
said, didn't he? Frank said, I want players that will improve my team and that are better than what I've got. And that's what he's getting.
Well, one thing is they are backing him in terms of doing that, because 3 first team players is effectively what we've bought. They should all be playing when they are, available. They should all be playing. They should all go straight in, which 2 of them are. Let's see if Simon does the same thing. Let me just try to see if this thanks works before. Does work. I was just checking because the other one wasn't working. I don't know why that is. I'm gonna have to reload that. Anyway, people.
I'm Matters.
Like, subscribe, comment as you have been doing. Thank you very much. In the house, we had Madison, Choose Nuts in there. Who else we got looking around? I'm seeing some new faces.
Dino Dinosaur.
Dino's at
Dino Dinosaurs in the house. Yeah.
Dino's old school. Luca Talks Dons. I've not seen Luca.
Luca Talks Dons is in the house. Cockney Hotspur.
Yeah. All these people. Thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. More content coming out tomorrow. And what? Go on then.
And 11:30 tomorrow, join me and the man next to me for the preview of the Bournemouth game. Who plays, who starts, predicted lineups, predictions. Because we're happy, we're gonna win.
We should be winning that game on Saturday, no doubt. In my opinion.
No, can I just say something? Bournemouth are they're a good team, man. Don't take your team lightly.
I am. I'm taking them lightly now. Sorry. After we've done what we did to Man City, I'm taking them lightly. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody tomorrow because we're going to watch them. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you very much. Well, food's waiting, people, so I've definitely got to go. Well, thank you, Pipes. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Sid.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. And
Pipes,
people,
are you joining the next show now?
I'm not sure. No, I don't think I will. I will though, Big P.
He's got the Eiffel Tower to climb.
No, he's going to McDonald's to get some more wings. That's what he's doing, fam. He's getting more wings about. Yeah, going on the next show. He ain't got no next show. Wings, fam. Because I'm getting some right now. Anyway, I've done enough. That's more than enough. Where's the thing to go out? Thank you, gentlemen. And we are out.